Salutations Summoners, Niammus here. I'm Niammus. Yo. I wanted to do a real short video on flash abilities for NEEKO. Okay, flash abilities for NEEKO. There's two primary that you need to know, and let's talk about them and their use cases, right? So we'll start off with E, right? So if I'm looking to set up my E, I'm going to stand a little bit further back. So if I shoot at my E right now, obviously I'm in practice tool. If I shoot at my E right now, I don't hit this one, right? And you can see that there's an animation. I'm going to kind of zoom in on me, right? A little bit of an animation. And so what you can do is you can see I can only hit one, right? And now if I want to hit them both, we're going to do an E flash. And now I hit them both. Simple. And I started my animation before I did my thing. And so a lot of times what people do is do this. But see how that's much easier to react to? They have way more time to react versus the E flash. And if we're even looking at, I've been showing this target, right? But imagine you're trying to hit the first target. And now you have, look at the time they have to react. This is almost like, what, 0.8 seconds? That feels like 0.8 seconds. Compared to that, which is a nearly 0.25 seconds. And the closer you get to them too, right? Because, like, that's like instant. It's instant, right? Easy peasy, that's your E flash. Now your R flash is a way more interesting concept, and you've definitely seen R flashes before. R flash. Okay? But there's an interesting thing about your R flash. So watch. I'm going to R right now, and then I'm gonna flash, and I'm gonna walk around for a second. And I got them all. That's pretty cool, right? But if you R flash correctly, they have nearly 0 seconds to react. To be honest, I'm not perfect at it, so we'll see. Boom! Wait, that was perfect. That was perfect. So you saw that there was literally 0.01 seconds on the R thing. And if you flash right there, it's perfect. Now the issue for me right now is that it's kind of hard, because I don't think you can flash once she goes up in the air. Yeah. So you basically have to flash right before the animation is going to pop back up. And she gets... And it's kind of hard, to be honest, to get it perfect. But once you kind of master it, you get perfect stuns every single time, and this is OP. There's no Q flash, and there's no real W flash necessarily. So it is just E flash, and then R flash. Those are your two. That is your NEEKO tip for the day. In case you're wondering, like, well, when do I really use these? And like, why do? So that's the end. That's the end of like the informational part of the video. Now I'm gonna talk for a second. So why do you E flash, and why do you R flash? The way that I see it, right? The way that I see it is every champion has a toolkit. Every champion has a toolkit, right? And so different champions have different versions of toolkits. Different champions have different versions of toolkits. We're going to start with the primary toolkit. Primary toolkit is your abilities. Your passive, right? Being able to turn into stuff. Your Q is a part of your toolkit. Your W is a part of your toolkit. Your E is a part of your toolkit. Your R is part of your toolkit. And flash. Okay? So, and like wards and stuff, right? Those are your toolkit as a support, especially and NEEKO in this instance. Now there's another step into the toolkit, which is items. Sometimes items are completely core. Like NEEKO Proto Belt is core. It is what it is. Right? It's core. You travel so far, right? I can start channeling R down here, and I can still, oops, well, okay, I'm hitting a wall. Okay, well, yeah, don't talk to me. So, Proto Belt is kit, right? It's kit. It's necessary. So the way that I see it is flash abilities are also a part of your kit. You don't need to do one every single game, despite what watching Carrier will tell you. If you don't watch a lot of pro play, Carrier will perma Q flash on Bard, perma. Every single game you'll find a window for it. But the reality is, there are some games where an E-flash is necessary. Oh, what the fuck? That looked so bugged, by the way. That was a really late flash, and it's still rooted back targets. That's kind of nuts, genuinely. But knowing your toolkit allows for you to make really good plays, right? Imagine you don't know how to flash with your R realistically on NEEKO. And so you're channeling, you do this, you can hit 2. Right? You can hit 2. I'm starting at the same spot, plant every time. You hit 2. Now, we hit 4. We hit 4. Because we're able to travel more distance. And we get a big flash right before. And we do it instantly. So what happens is, right, think about it from their perspective. Think about it from their perspective. I can't slow this down realistically. But think about it from their perspective. When I'm doing my initial R before I flash, the front two targets, they might flash backwards, they might not, depending if they're tanks or whatever, but the back two targets do not believe they are in threat, so they will not flash, right? But now that I flash, I get them, and then obviously we do this, and then it goes straight into a root and Q, and now this backline target, which is like a, think of it as an Ezreal or some shit, or something, sorry, is way lower, right? So all of this comes down to understanding your champion's toolkit, what it can practically do, and when is it useful to do it. And obviously, you know, you can and flash kind of early, but the closer you get to a perfect one, the better. There's no reaction time. And that is kind of key. That is kind of crucial. You don't want them to be able to react. One last thing. I recommend to everyone, if you're gonna do this on NEEKO, you want to play it, go into practice tool. It took me about 15 minutes of spamming R to kind of get it, because there's no visual, and there's kind of an audio one, but it's not perfect. It's that ding ding ding. It's that ding ding ding. Ding ding ding. And at the end of the last echo of the last one is when you can kind of do it. But even then you're a little bit, it gives you like it gives you almost a full like 0.125 it feels, instead of a 0.1. Yeah, I don't know. Not perfect. Anyways, that's it. That's the video. That is how you use your flashes. When do you want to use them? You'll have to find out for yourself. I look to use them when I need a guarantee. It's 35 minutes into the game. We're at drag. I need to get a big R. If I don't, it's GG, right? It's literally Elder. It's Elder. If I don't get a big R, it's over. I need flash for that. The same kind of applies for root. Frankly, I probably E-flash my root like... I probably E-flash once every couple of games. I R-flash every single game. But E-flash once... The reason why you R-flash so much is because of what I said earlier, where like when you... A normal R, you're able to get like 2 people. But when you're able to surprise the backline with your R, that's when you become very lethal. Like very lethal. Alright, bros. That's it. Big GG's. If you like this style of stuff, certainly let me know. I want to do more things where I'm giving advice or tips or tricks or whatever. And if you like general like NEEKO content, I've been becoming a little bit of a NEEKO support main. I play other champs too, but I'm playing a lot of NEEKO. I have a lot of fun. It's a blast. I encourage you to give it some, give it a try, because I think she's way stronger than people are playing her. And I haven't gone into this yet, and I will soon. But her build is very dynamic. You can go AP. You can also go full tank. Proto Belt into Bagpipes or Locket or Abyssal Mask or Frozen Heart is still very effective if your team has enough damage, you know, across the map, which generally speaking, most people do. And so you have early game harass on NEEKO and transition into full tank. Low key, high key, I think it's really strong. Anyways, GG's. If you had a lot of fun, like, comment, subscribe, type shit. Bye-bye.